Hello everybody and welcome once again to the Brinkalicious, most excitingly awesome podcast this side of the Pacific, and we can tell you that we are actually on a different side of the Pacific. We're in the middle of the Pacific actually. We are in Hawaii officially, and you can probably hear a lot of background noise going on, and that is because recording this from the very exciting occasion that is the 4th of July, and we are down right at the beachfront area in Honolulu, and this is the main park festivities for the 4th of July fireworks, and you can probably hear a lot of cracking noises around me, and that's because those little white dots that you might remember from your childhood where the kids throw them on the ground seem to be the norm here. So they're happening all over the place, but it's definitely been an exciting time in Hawaii. You heard a little bit about my time from Hawaii last week, and now, given that the trip is very much coming to a close, it's been a little bit more interesting in terms of the experiences. Checked out Pearl Harbor during this trip, as well as downtown Honolulu, and obviously now having to try and see how these 4th of July fireworks go. And the fascinating thing about this right now is actually trying to find a viewing point, because there is like a fence blocking off the area, and it seems like there's a VIP area down there at the moment, and there's a truck driving around with a bunch of American flags on it, because why not indeed. And it certainly is very fascinating to be able to experience this, walking around Honolulu, walking around Waikiki Beach, and getting to see all the different patriotic things that people do here. It's very different to Australia Day, very much so, and definitely something that I feel Australia could learn a little bit more about. But I'm excited to see how these fireworks go. Obviously you're going to see them when it comes to the Brink Unleashed 7, and you'll see a lot more experiences when it comes to that. So exciting times here in Honolulu, exciting times for episode 33 of the Brink's rebooted Brinkalicious podcast, and a big happy 4th of July to everybody out there listening this week.
As you know, each week we like to bring you a classic live performance from the history of the show, and this time we are going back to the year 2014. We had a singer-songwriter in the studio called Dash, and they performed a song called Dig, so let's hear that right now.
Got to dig, dig, dig. I've got to keep digging my hole. I've got to dig, dig, dig. Find that place in my soul. I am running, but I don't know where. Someplace inside my head. I've got to dig, dig, dig. I've got to keep digging my hole. got to dig, dig, dig. I've got to keep digging my hole. I've got to dig, dig, dig. Find that place in my soul. I am running, but I don't know where. Someplace inside my head. I've got to dig, dig, dig. I've got to keep digging my hole. We've got to dig, dig, dig. We've all got to dig, dig, dig. You've all got to. We've all got to. We've just got to dig, dig, dig. Got to dig, dig, dig. Got to dig, dig, dig. Got to dig, dig, dig.
Given that we are back now in the land of Oz, we've got to find the people that apparently are regulars and like to talk to us a lot. And one of those people is the man with the plan. I don't know what that plan is, but he's a man at least. Samuel McCrossan. Hello, Sam. It's been a while.
Hello, Ben. It has been a while. Did you think you've been away for a while? Did you think I'd still be here when you got back?
No, I thought you would have grown into a butterfly and flown to
Really?
New Zealand.
Flown away, done
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've noticed you've grown into wearing flannel now.
I
so-
have grown into wearing flannel, actually. Yes, I got 3 of these shirts recently from
Right.
Big W.
Is that just because you could, or you thought, well, it's winter, so I could that, or have you turned into a bogan?
They're practical.
They're
They
practical.
are, yeah. I think they're about $7 each. something like
Okay, right.
that. They're warm,
Yep.
easy to clean.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if you get them dirty.
No.
Paint
Okay.
on them or something like that, because, you just throw them out and get another one.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're like, I don't know, they're like
The everyman shirt.
the hand wipes of shirts.
Shirts. Now you mentioned if it's cold, I mean they're warm. I mean I've been away, and obviously I'm a fan of the cold weather, so I'm actually really enjoying this weather since I've returned back. But has it been a cold last few weeks? I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about it on social media. I've been on beaches, so
Yeah, well, actually, I hadn't thought it was too bad, actually.
right.
But I built a house to protect myself against the cold.
You built a house when I've been away. Another one.
It's got all the insulation and double glazing and everything to keep me warm.
Now you're not a fan of cold weather, are you? You like the
No.
warm. Are you a beach person, or just you like the warm?
I just like the warm.
So
yeah.
you don't necessarily like going to the beach, and
No.
you don't. I don't see you as a beach man.
No, I'm not a big beach goer.
Is Jess a beach girl? Is your wife Jess a beach lady?
A bit.
A bit?
Not that much,
What,
a bit.
what about Hillary and Hazel? Have they taken to the sand?
I'm trying to think. I don't think
Have you
Hazel's
taken
been
them to the beach? Or?
I don't think Hazel's been to the beach ever.
Right, well.
Funny to say that about someone, isn't it?
Yeah, never been to the
She's
beach.
never been to the beach.
It's one of those things when like people say like I remember my my aunties who are younger than me. I remember one time they came to Hobart. They'd never seen snow before, so we took them up the mountain. It is a weird thing, and like
It's outrageous.
you meet people in America who have never seen the ocean before because they live in the middle of the country where there's no such thing as the ocean.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's incredible to think these people. If people are listening to this, I mean, you may never seen, or maybe you've never heard a good podcast before. That's why you listen to the Brink. So,
Probably.
I mean, that's a thought process.
That's right. Imagine that.
Yeah.
An adult and you've never seen the sea.
No, what's something you've never seen? Perhaps
Ooh, well, what have I never seen?
Geelong have a good game this year, or
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
how are the Cats going, Sam? I've sort of paying attention to the scores while I've been away. I haven't been able to watch anything while I've obviously been away, but they're still third on the ladder, so that's pretty decent.
They had an appalling month. Coming that might have been just before you went, or
Okay.
about the time you went.
Yep.
Terrible. Yeah, I was feeling very bad about that. And well, they're plugging away.
Are you satisfied? Third on the ladder. I mean, that's decent. I mean, top four.
That's decent, yeah.
They're one of the premiership favourites. So
Yes, I don't think they'll win it though.
no.
But
Who do you
then
think
again-
will win? Is it GWS still? Or?
I think GWS
Yeah.
but every team has a knock on them. There's something wrong with every team this year.
Well, it's a very interesting year, isn't it? Well,
Can Carlton win it?
Well, I mean, we've got to make the finals first, Sam. I mean, as we're recording this right now, we're, a point ahead of Melbourne. So,
Yes.
who knows? But I mean, I think I was watching it last night and they were saying everyone from, I think 4th down to about 13th or 14th has a realistic chance of making the finals.
That's right.
I mean, obviously, first 1, 2, and 3 will make the finals. I mean, not to discount that. But, I mean, it's an incredible year. I think they were basically saying only Brisbane, North Melbourne, Carlton, and the Gold Coast around about probably won't make it. So
Interesting. I saw a tweet. Someone had posted a tweet a day or two ago and showing the ladder and saying this can still happen. And this was that every team can still finish on 44 points.
wow. So
It's-
like everyone would have won 11 games basically, and
11 games.
because that's generally
yes.
the cutoff. They say you win 11, you make the finals. Essentially, really, isn't it? Like that's
Yes.
around about there.
Separated on percentage. And the guy had the Hawks right down the bottom.
Well, it's incredible. Like, what is it about this year, Sam? What's happened in AFL this year that it's been such an up and down season? It's been crazy.
I think it's just one out of the blue.
Are you enjoying it? Do you think it's a good thing, or do you like a bit more consistency where it's a bit easier to predict? I guess
No, I like my sport unpredictable.
you like your unpredictable
Oh, yes.
sport.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely an interesting take on how it will be. And look, who knows if Carlton beat Melbourne? By the time people are listening to this, they would know the answer to that. But we're mathematically still able to. I don't think we will. I have no expectations of finals this year. I never did.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as we don't finish last, which I guess is probably looking like it won't happen.
Carlton can win the premiership this year.
Imagine if they did.
Telling you.
I mean, the Dogs won it last year. Who was predicting the Dogs would win it last year?
Well, exactly.
So, yeah. Anything else you want to report on, Sam? I mean, anything exciting happened in the last... Mona just want to build a new thing sticking over the water.
Yes.
You're an architect by trade.
Oh, yes.
What do you think of the building?
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
Get it done.
It's the David Walsh planning, though, isn't it? Like anything in this city, just David Walsh. I swear they could come up with like the pedophile dungeon for children by David Walsh, and there'd be somebody in Hobart. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, no, that would be valuable for this city.
Just brand it. with
Yeah,
Mona.
it's just
Yeah.
David Walsh.
Yeah.
Anything that he does, the David Walsh poo machine is a thing. So I mean, well, actually, a quick question for you. Dark Mofo happened miles away. Did you
Yes.
see Dark Mofo? Or did I
Yes,
did I
did.
miss out on anything? Did you see the slaughtering of that cow?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I went for a little look, but had the children with us. So
Right.
That put some constraints on things.
Was there some helicopter that flew over the city or something and blasted lights or something? Did I read that correctly? or-
I can't recall that.
Yeah.
I remember lots of lights though.
Okay, I mean,
Funny sounds.
you go to the other side of the world and you don't really pay too much attention to what's happening back in
No,
plucky
that's
little
right.
Hobart.
But I built a cubby house.
Did you? Oh, nice for
Yes.
yourself.
No.
No. All right.
Children.
Oh, right. Well, you can never have be too old for a cubby house, I say. So
No. But the main house is my cubby.
okay. Oh, that's good. You got your man cubby, your man cave.
Man cubby.
Yeah. Just quickly, again, you were about to go. Did you watch Better Call Saul yet?
Yes.
The newest season.
Did, yes.
Enjoyable?
Yes. Yes.
I enjoyed it,
Yes. It's
yeah.
poised.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just covering everything. Just
Yeah.
anything else. I've got a fidget spinner in my hand.
Yes, that's become a thing since you left and came back.
I used to bag these out before I left. Like, what the hell is the point of these? And now I've got one. So
You've
I mean.
got one, I've got one.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk to you again soon. We'll maybe get the
Good
Sarge on
stuff.
next
Look
time.
forward
And thank you for joining us on The Brink.
Sensation.
All right, it's that part of the show where I press this button.
This is like a flashback. This is like a dream.
And we go back in time to flash you back, and a bit of a special one for you today. We're going to hear from multiple people in this little segment because, as you know, in the last few weeks, we've kind of been going back in time to the year 2007, given that it's now been 10 years since we started on Breakfast Radio. And back in 2007, we started our lovely little 5-question segment. Now, long-term listeners of the show would know that we would ask a specific set of 5 questions to our guests, and they became quite well known over the years. Asked them to obviously obviously very notable people. But during 2007, we tested these out on a variety of different people, and you are about to hear in this little grab here from 8 different people, none other than Adam Cousins, our very good friend, singer-songwriter from Hobart, Tasmania, who is going on to big and better things. Had him multiple times, held the record for a very long time for most appearances on the show. I'm actually looking at getting him on again very soon because it's been too long between drinks since we've spoken to Adam. Rob Valentine, the then mayor of Hobart. John Remus, the then newsreader on Win Television in Hobart. One of Australia's best singer-songwriters, Vanessa Amorosi, who at the time was our biggest guest. It was basically a big coup for us to get her on the show when we were just starting off, basically. And you're going to hear more from Vanessa throughout this episode. Paul O'Brien, a Tassie boy who was on Home and Away at the time, played, of course, Jack on Home and Away, for those who are long-term fans of the show. A couple of good friends of the show in Anna and Beck, and you also hear from the then Education Minister, then turned out to be, of course, the Premier of Tasmania, and now is the President of the Hobart Chargers Basketball Club. I do, of course, speak of David Bartlett. So you're going to hear from 8 different people here in a variety of 5 questions being answered. So sit back and enjoy 2007, the 5-question segment from 10 years ago.
I want to debut sort of a newish segment for you now, though. Each week now when we have guests, we've come up with a set of 5 questions that each guest will have answered, that will answer. So if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you these now.
Well, now my eyes are starting to open.
Okay. So your first question, Adam, what is your favourite type of cheese?
I'm quite partial to Camembert.
Oh, okay. Nice cheese. We'll have to
Actually, I like blue. It's probably my favourite. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
It smells like bad socks.
What? Well, I
Doesn't
mean,
taste like it.
well, that's good. I suppose if it tastes like bad socks, it probably wouldn't sell. But I mean, while you're in Europe, our cheese of the week this week was a nari. It was from
Nari.
Cyprus. Have you ever tried a nari cheese?
No.
Please now.
Put
You
that on
now.
YouTube.
You have to now.
Are you a folder or a scruncher?
I'm definitely a bit of both.
Bit of both. So you sort of a fold uncher or a scrunch holder, or well, there you go, a bit of both. Who's better looking, me or Anthony?
Definitely you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Anthony. That's 1 point to me. Are we alone in the universe?
Are we in the... No, we're not alone in yours.
Okay, and the final question, what's one event you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympic Games?
Let me think. I thought it was
open as
something
you want.
really inappropriate, but I won't say that.
Little kiddies are listening in.
That's right. It's only morning.
Tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywinks?
Yes.
Oh,
With the frogs
Tiddlywinks. With the,
in the pool of water.
that's a good one. Why hasn't Hocob talked about that? We've had Gumboot Throng and Poop
You know,
Wallow, but
write
not
it down, write it
Tiddlywinks.
down, write it down.
Oh, Tiddlywinks. Tiddlywinks. Underline, cross, exclamation mark, dot. What is your favourite type of cheese?
Oh, I like a really bitey cheese. I like, there's some King Island cheeses. I don't know whether I'd split between them, but you know, they're the cheddars. Some of those beautiful vintage cheeses. I just love vintage cheese.
Ever tried Dubliner cheese?
Dubliner? No, I don't know that I have.
That's our
Red
cheese.
Square's nice.
Oh, okay. We'd have to put that. We have a segment called Cheese of the Week. We different Cheese of the Week. This week it will be Dubliner. We will get to that soon. Probably spoiled it for a lot of anticipated listeners there.
Yeah.
Are you a folder or a scruncher? Of toilet paper. Have you seen folder or a scruncher?
I'm a scruncher.
A scruncher.
Definitely a scruncher, and the toilet paper's got to fall over the front of the roll, not the back.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, that's a pet hate of mine. Going into a toilet and finding the toilet roll falls over the back.
Well, there's a random statistic. Fantastic to hear about that. We really need to... What's that?
You need to ask people.
I prefer it at the back. So
Do you?
there's a bit of conflict between
I sort of like
you
it
and
at
I
the
right
front.
now.
Is that right?
I like it at the front. It's a lot easier to...
It's easier to find, for Pete's sake.
Anyway,
When you're desperate.
who's better looking, me or Anthony? Oh, bit of pause there.
I don't
Who
know.
went up and met you, Mr. Man?
I'll have to say Anthony, of course.
There we go. It's 1-1. We'll give him
is
one.
that right? Okay.
Yeah,
You got it
I
last week.
so-
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so,
Okay.
well, I mean... I'm
that
gonna-
hairdo, I mean,
It's obvious that I'm going to win, but I
people
mean,
saying synchronised swimmer and all that.
give Anthony 1 point, it's fine. Are we alone in this universe?
Are we alone in the universe? I'm not sure that we are.
Not sure
you know,
that we
there
are.
could be other places that could support life.
Well, of course, there's a bigger world out there of Hobart. We do mean the universe, not Hobart itself.
Yeah.
And,
well, Hobart is a universe in its own
exactly.
right.
It's the only universe we should really care about.
Oh, no. Well, Tasmania is
Of
the
course.
greater, you know, the light years sort of sort of boundaries of the...
that Tasmania's
the
part
boundaries.
of the universe of
Yeah,
Tasmania.
that's it.
And final question, what's one event you would personally like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics?
One event.
Not necessarily an Olympic sport, it can be anything.
I think weightlifting, actually.
Well, you'd like
I've
to
got
pick-
to admire some of those weightlifters.
They are magnificent.
They are just brilliant the way they can get that stuff up there, and the clean and jerk is one to behold. I never forget who's the guy from South Australia, Dean Lucan.
Oh yeah,
doing that.
84 gold
I don't
medalist?
know. It was a fair way back, but
I think it was at my Olympics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably
Yeah, we're
probably
good friends,
crawling around
me.
the kitchen
Yeah.
floor then.
Dean and I are great friends.
But it was it's fantastic that So no, I'd go for the weightlifting.
they are amazing. Those super heavyweight ones they can lift.
And the swimming. I love swimming.
Oh yeah, we should put super heavyweight lifters in swimming. We should combine the two.
You'd empty the pool, mate.
Oh, but it'd be a very big challenge for them to maintain both techniques at the same time.
Absolutely.
Here we go, John. You excited? You ready?
Yep.
That's good. Sounds very exciting.
This
First
is
of all,
big.
question one: what is your favourite type of cheese?
Strong cheese, and anything that's strong with a really strong flavour.
Strong flavours, something body.
Abondance.
Have you ever heard of the abundance cheese? We have a segment called Cheese of the Week each week.
Are you being silly, eh?
No, we're not. I can
Okay.
show you the picture right now if you don't believe me. We have a Cheese of the Week every week where we profile a different cheese.
Yeah.
Because we like to be cheesy.
Right.
And this week it's from France.
There's actually a cheese there.
Abundance. It really is a cheese. We don't make these things up. See, we don't lie. So
Not like the imaginary watch.
exactly.
That's right.
Anyway, well, you should try it. It should be on your list, I think.
Okay.
Maybe when you're up there in a plane, you could sort of have a
Yep.
cheese platter and something.
Yep.
Anyway, question 2.
Right.
Moving on. Are you a folder or are you a scruncher?
No, I'm not going to talk about that.
You're not going to talk about that? Too personal? Don't want to ask that one?
Depends what sort of mood I'm in.
Depends what sort of mood. So you're a bit of a both man. You sort of go
Yeah.
for a bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay, that's... we'll
Depends if
take-
I'm in a hurry.
Oh, okay, yeah. I understand with that one. Who's better looking, me or Anthony? No prompting, Anthony. You do that every week. That's unfair. That's why you're leading.
The mayor said. Who did the mayor say?
Everyone said you so far.
Yep. So you got to.
It's hard to pick you both on an equal
If
footing.
you had to choose one,
If I had to choose one.
come on. Don't let us
Don't
down.
hold back.
We're both strong
No,
men here.
I'm not into hurting people's feelings.
We're not hurt. We don't get
It's
hurt.
okay, Ben. He chose me. Next question.
Next question.
Next question. All right, then. Are we alone in this universe?
No.
No. Quick answer. And one last question. What is one event that you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics? Now, this doesn't have to be an Olympic sport or a sport in general. I mean, we've had things such as Poop Lotto and Tiddlywinks on the cards here, so it can be anything.
Yep.
Anything you want.
Flying.
Gee, these are really tough questions.
They are. We've had people crying.
Look,
with the toughness.
we've been renowned for asking the tough questions that people shy away from. That most other people. Shy
These are the
away
ones
from.
that people want to know, John. So
Stuff. If I said something, I'd probably get into trouble for it, so I won't.
So,
well,
No.
anything else that wouldn't necessarily get you into trouble, or
Okay.
what's your favourite sport? Let's throw that one up in there.
Oh, probably tennis. Oh,
Tennis?
it's not favourite. Tennis, golf. Again,
Golf?
you know, I sound pretty boring, don't I? I don't
Oh,
have a
that's-
favourite anything. Flying, if that's a sport, flying. Okay, let's have a flying.
flying golf.
Let's have a flying golf. That's it. Flying golf.
Standing on the wings of planes, trying to,
Yeah.
that'd be a very
that could
interesting
work.
one.
That could work.
Well,
Look
well,
at that. See, that's what I love about workshopping ideas with creative people like yourselves. We came up with flying golf. Now, who would have thought that?
Exactly. I mean, the people of the IOC who listen to our show, we'll have to have a bit of a chat to them. We'll have to call Mr. Rog, Mr. President, His Excellency. We'll give him a bit of a call very soon and put that on the boards. And everyone at HOCOG, the Hobart Organising Committee for the Olympic Games, everyone needs a refreshing.
Yep.
We'll talk about that. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up right now with a bunch of 5 questions, and we ask these to our guests each week. One of these we're actually going to have to sort of change a little bit due to the fact that you can't see us. So we'll change it to fit these. So first of all, Vanessa, what is your favourite type of cheese?
I have no idea.
That's a different answer. Never heard that one before. That's
No idea.
we're very cheesy in the fact that we have our segment where we like to choose a cheese of the week and everything along these lines. So next one, Vanessa, are you a folder or a scruncher?
See, I've had this question before.
Have you?
And I'm just stunned that guys actually even pay attention to this stuff. I mean, I don't barely have time to run to the toilet, let alone there and folding and going, oh, what am I doing in this as well? No, I really don't have a clue, but I'm going to start concentrating in that now.
Well, just pay attention the next time you go, and you can just like email us
Same
which
with
one.
cheese.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing with cheese.
Next time you have a cheese sandwich, make sure you work out what type of cheese it is. Now, this is the one we're still going to have to adapt. You're not in the studio, so we'll have to say this. We're going to say, who is better sounding, Anthony or myself?
I am. And
Better what?
Sounding. We usually say who's better
Sounding.
looking. Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea.
just say me, Vanessa. It's much easier for you.
I have no idea.
We'll go to half.
Come back to that one.
So we're getting a past segment here. Now, are we alone in this universe?
No.
No. Straightforward answer. That's how we like them. And number 5, what is one event you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics? Now, with this one, we like to point out that it doesn't necessarily have to be a sport. We've got such events as Poop Lotto, Tiddlywinks, watching paint dry. These are all sort of events we're trying to push to become Olympic sports.
Water aerobics.
Water aerobics.
I reckon that would be awesome.
That's why, and we could set it to music and have
And it
people
can
sing.
go forever. Like, they just have to keep going, like, for days and days and days.
Sort of
and that's how
a
you tell
stamina.
a win.
Yeah.
And water aerobics.
It could go over the whole 2 weeks of the Olympics and continue on for the next 4 years. It would, yeah, that's a good idea. Well, anyway, Paul, we're going to wrap things up with a set of 5 questions we ask our guests here on the Brink. Now, one of them we will have to change slightly, given that we are actually talking to on the phone. So feel free, take your time with them, and hopefully they won't be too hard for you. The first question that we have for you, Paul, is what is your favourite type of cheese?
At the moment, Swiss cheese, or I'd say blue vein.
Blue vein cheese. We have a profile each week on a different type of cheese, so maybe we'll do a celebrity profile on Paul O'Brien's favourite type of cheese for you.
Is it Jarlsberg or a blue cheese? Jarlsberg for like a bagel and bacon, and the blue cheese with a bit of gnocchi maybe.
We're learning some stuff now. We can definitely add to that.
Hey.
Question 2. Are you a folder or a scruncher?
Oh, folder.
A folder. Wow, welcome to the team. That's great to hear.
I didn't realise there were scrunchers out there. I think my sister's a scruncher because she really goes for the toilet paper.
Well, I don't know about you. When I was younger, I was actually taught by my parents to fold. They said that's the best way to do it. And I've sort of talked to other people and they've sort of thought that is weird, that my parents have taught me how to use my toilet paper.
No, they're good parents. They're good parents.
I'll pass that on to them. Question 3. Now, this is one we sort of have to change. Who do you think is better sounding, me or Anthony?
You know you're going to say me.
Oh, definitely you.
Definitely me?
Definitely you. No, actually the phone cut out, so I couldn't quite hear what you said.
No, that's say me. Say
No,
Anthony.
he's already gone at Anthony. Get over it. You lost. Question number 4. Are we alone in the universe?
Are we alone? I think if we don't think that we're alone, we're not.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
I think we will take that as making sense. Usually we just get a yes or no answer, so I mean it's good to get a bit more in depth. The last question for you, Paul. Here in the Brink, we're running a campaign to get the Olympics to Hobart in 2020. Now we're wanting to run a very different Olympics in the fact that we will have events at these games that are not necessarily classified as normal sports. We've got things such as Poop Lotto and Tiddlywinks on the drawing card. So if you could choose anything to be an event at the Hobart 2020 Olympics, what would you choose?
God, that's a good one. I like it. Maybe a game where it's like a driving range, and then you get your sister, preferably a family member, can be your brother, and they have to run. They have to dash from one side to the other.
Oh, that's
and
brilliant.
you have to try and hit them with the golf.
Oh, that's brilliant. Or you could say get the Castle Home and Away to line up pot shots at the Castle Neighbours.
Yeah, and you get different amounts of points for different people.
Oh, that's brilliant. We have to write that down.
It'd be a lot.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I could just imagine all these other dramas and TV shows who have tense rivalry. I mean, could you imagine, Anna Corrin lining up Tracy Grimshaw?
I'd love to have a pot shot with her.
That'd be fantastic. That would just be magnificent. Yeah. Oh, Paul O'Brien, that's an absolutely fantastic idea. 5 questions.
Okay, hit him.
You ready?
Yep.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your favourite type of cheese?
Vintage cheddar.
Vintage
Boring.
cheddar? It is a bit boring, isn't it?
Actually,
what about
vintage,
the
either vintage
What about
cheddar
the
or
nari?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia's nice. I'll give you something for that.
Nice.
Are you a folder or a scruncher?
A folder.
folder? Why are you a folder?
I don't
I'm a
know.
folder.
I've always done that. We're just it's what celebrities do.
I was told when I was younger that I had to fold and that it was wrong to scrunch because you can get the stuff on your hand. That's why I was told to fold. Yeah, the poo.
Okay. No,
a lot of friends of mine are scrunchers and they sort of look at me funny when
I'm a folder.
They sort of think, why should you fold it? It's going down the toilet anyway. I like to be neat.
Just fold, yes.
So who's better looking, me or Anthony?
Can I have to abstain on that one because I love you both.
Answer the question.
I have to answer it.
You have to answer it.
Can I give reasons for both of you?
You have to answer the question.
I like Anthony because he has a nice smile and he has pretty hair. But then again, I like you too, Ben, because you're funny and you just
so I'm not
sexy.
funny now?
No, you're both funny, but I appreciate Ben's humour more.
Oh, right.
So in other words, that's me. You're going for me.
Both of you.
No, you have to give one. You have one or the other.
In other words, it's me.
Oh, she's thinking.
Who's less likely to have anything with you?
Persuading her.
Anthony, because his name comes first in the alphabet.
Anthony, that's fair enough. You're on 2. I'm on 1. We'll give you a bit of a head start. That's fair enough. Are we alone in this universe?
No, I don't believe so because it'd be an awful waste of space.
Yep.
That's probably
That's
the
a very good
cleverest
answer.
Cleverest answer we've
had. That's a very in-depth answer, Anna. Well done. We should get you in as our...
No, point to Anna, please.
No.
Half a point.
Yeah, I can start with the brain trust. Yeah, you got to 2. And Anthony, we're going to deduct 1 for you there for persuading Anna into liking you more. I'm sorry.
No, that's being biased, Ben.
+1. There we go. But you're still beating me. If I'm being biased, I'll be winning.
Okay.
The final question, Anna, is what's one event that you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics? Now, remember, this doesn't have to be a typical sport like boxing or cricket. It can be anything.
Literally anything.
Wrestling. So mud wrestling or KY jelly wrestling?
You've got wrestling in the Olympics already.
But they don't have mud wrestling.
Ooh,
no, wait, chocolate. Actually, no, chocolate mousse wrestling.
They've actually just introduced female wrestling into the Olympics. Led to Athens.
Chocolate mousse wrestling.
But isn't that sexist?
No. Anybody can compete.
So the men would be in mud wrestling as well?
Yes, anybody can compete as long as you're about the same size as your opponent and, you just get into a big pit of chocolate mousse and you just have at it.
And you could eat it afterwards.
Exactly.
So you could win your gold and eat it too. Where's the audience? Why aren't you laughing? Hang on, audience.
-point for Ben.
Audience. There we go. Okay, shut up now, audience. I've been sweating about these all week. You've been
I have.
what are the questions?
Yeah.
But this week we finally have them for you back, so no need to swear.
Articulation, Ben. Articulation.
Thank you very much. Number 1, what's your favourite type of cheese?
My favourite type of cheese? Oh, gosh, I don't really like cheese.
That's blasphemy. You can't say that on this show.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Okay.
If you had to eat one. If you had to.
That stuff with the mould in it. That's nice.
Stuff with the mould in it.
Blue
what's
vein?
it called? Yes, that's it. Blue vein. And the fruit cheese. That's nice.
Fruit cheese?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Are you a folder or a scruncher?
Oh, what?
A folder or a scruncher?
When you go to the toilet, the toilet paper.
I'm a...
Are you with it?
Yes, I'm with it. I'm a scruncher.
You're a scruncher?
Really?
Why does anybody want to know this?
Well, because...
Next question.
Seriously.
Because they've got interest back. I know
Yes,
there's a lot of people out there who are wanting to know, are you a folder or a scruncher? I mean, come on.
That's just creepy.
This is a question that I absolutely 100% know the guarantee of the answer here.
Oh, okay. So I might have to...
Who's better looking, me or Anthony?
Anthony.
Oh, jeez. What a surprise. So, again, 3-1 to Anthony, but again, we'll give him a bit of a head start.
You're still hot, Ben.
Are you... well, it is a bit hot in here, actually. Can you turn the heater off? But, are we alone in this universe?
I don't know. I think we might be, but we might not be.
That's a very in-depth answer.
That doesn't answer the question.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It's a yes
I
or
don't
no
think
would
we
have done.
are.
You don't think we are?
No.
So that's a no?
I think there is other life out there. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's not as attractive as us 3 in here, but yeah.
You're pushing the boundaries now, Beck,
Yeah,
but
I
you're
know.
right. But you're pushing the boundaries.
I'm damn right.
Final question, what's one event you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics? Now, remember, this doesn't necessarily have to be a sport that already is at the Olympics or just a generalised sport. Like, I mean, we've had poop lotto, watching grass grow. There's some examples there. Tiddlywinks.
There's something on a TV show I saw. Can I mention the name of that TV show?
Yeah, why not?
Big Brother. They had the,
Everyone's favourite.
ages ago, that, what was it called? Thong ball or something? Where they were
Thong ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I'm a bit-
thongs and they're hitting the balls with that.
Now, hang on a
that
minute.
looked fun.
Can I clarify the word thong? Is this Australian thong, or American thong?
Thong
Australian
as in
thong.
flip-flop.
Okay, thank you very much, yes. And it
Not-
was thong ball.
Yes.
So it evolved thongs and balls?
Yeah. Like it's like
Well,
it's like-
clearly, Ben.
I'm so hoping they're Americans
it's
not
sort of
listening to
like-
this show right now because they would have got completely the wrong idea there. Beck.
yeah, sort of like volleyball, like you're hitting the
It sounds
ball at each other
interesting.
with thongs.
Well, just take your time with them. If
Okay.
you need to think, it's fine. We know
I
you
feel the
good at-
pressure mounting.
It is. It is very good. Okay, first question. What is your favourite type of cheese?
My favourite type of cheese would be blue Castello.
Blue Castello?
Which is sort of a soft white cheese with blue in it, the mould bit, but it's very rich and creamy.
Is that a new offering from Pico, from Peter Costello?
No.
I think we might have to do. We have a cheese of the week segment.
Right, well, blue Castello.
We'll have to do that one week. Question
That might sound a little un-Labour, actually. Maybe I should have gone something like cheddar. Cheddar would have been a bit more Labour cred,
Yes,
wouldn't
there's
it?
a bit of controversy brewing. Front page of the Mercury tomorrow. Are you a folder or a scruncher?
Definitely a scruncher. Absolutely no doubt about it.
Absolutely no
Scrunching
doubt
is
about
the
it.
only way to go.
I'm a bit disappointed
Yeah,
now.
so am I, actually. No, you're losing respect in here. Who's... this one could save you now.
Did I ever have any? Was there anywhere to go with
the
that?
audience like you, but very quiet at the moment. This one could save you bacon, though. Who's better looking, me or Anthony?
Who's going to be your Minister for Education one day?
Well, look, on the scale of good looking, let me say you both rate well. Look, let's say this. I'd only heard you before, your voices, and let's just say that you're a lot more attractive in person than your voices might make out.
Great answer.
I thought we were going to have an answer like that.
Absolutely brilliant answer. We usually get sort of avoiding answers, that duck looks more attractive, or I don't know, or some people say me straight away.
Yeah.
But
No, they said me more than you.
anyway, number 4. Are we alone in this universe?
Are we alone in this universe? Yes.
Yes, we are. Ooh.
No, actually, my answer here actually is to quote Carl Sagan, who said either we're alone in the universe or we're not. And both concepts are incredibly amazing.
Wow. See,
Oh, wow.
This is great.
That's quite
answers.
in-depth. That's the second most in-depth, I think.
Who gave it? We had a very in-depth one once, but we won't go into that. It was a bit controversial what that person said. And number 5, what's one event you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics? Now, this doesn't have to be your average sport. We've had things like Tiddlywinks and Poop Lotto, and Paul O'Brien from Home and Away even suggested golf driving range where he takes pot shots at cast of neighbours. So you could do the same with the Liberal Party or something.
No, well, I was thinking, because I'm so warmly enamoured and loved by the Australian Education Union executive at the moment, I'm thinking maybe something involving the AEU executive, I don't know.
Like an exam or something.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be bad, actually.
What's the name? Gene
yes,
or
that's
something?
the kindest thing I can think of.
That would be good, like a big massive exam that way, or the smart kids. I won't call them any names out there because, they're probably listening. That they could actually have a chance at, sporting glory. And they won't have to feel so out of place.
Brings back a lot of memories, of course, and I really don't like listening to myself from all those years ago. It's kind of weird, but hey, you can hopefully tell a difference, and if not, then maybe I need to work on that voice a little bit more. Well, as I'm sure you've enjoyed over the last 6 or 7 weeks journeys travelling around the US and Canada, and a variety of different people that we've heard from along the way. Sadly, I speak to you in recording this part at least back home in Hobart, Tasmania. It was a lot of fun, of course, and sadly you've always got to come home and get back into the real world, at least the real world that exists at the moment. You already heard in this episode the introduction from the 4th of July fireworks, which turned out to be quite incredible. Easily the best fireworks that I've ever seen in person, and they certainly know how to put on a show there. But it's been a fun time, and I hope that you've enjoyed listening to all the people that we've had across the way, and some of the people we'd obviously like to get on a little bit more regularly, and we might work that out. We'll see how that plans along in the coming weeks. And of course, you're excited to see all the footage and everything else that goes along with it. The Brink Unleashed 7 that was filmed along the way, so you will of course get to see all the visuals of everything that you heard about in the last few weeks coming very soon. That will be edited and released in the next month or so. I would hedge a bet that would be the case. Might be a little bit sooner. It all depends on how it all goes down, but it's definitely been a quick trip in terms of feeling that way. I mean, obviously, 6-7 weeks isn't quick, But given the fact that, as I said, we're here, we're kind of getting back into the swing of things, and it certainly now just has that kind of feeling like, oh, did I even go away in the first place? As anybody, I'm sure, who's travelled a lot would realise. But the good thing, of course, about being back, though, for our long-term listeners, is that all our regulars that we often get on the show should be returning. We're talking Colin, we're talking Nick, Dakota, Paul, Josh, you obviously heard from Sam, and just anybody else that we can fit in along the way. So with, things coming to an end, then there's obviously, the other positives that come along with it. As I said, hopefully maybe some new people to go along the way, and still bringing you a lot of fun with everything as well that we hope to. Maybe even some bonus episodes here and there. We might feel generous. Who knows how we will play it along. And if there's any suggestions, of course, that you, the listeners, want us to go along with, perhaps there's a classic bit from our history that you've not heard from in a while, or one of our interviews you'd like to hear from again, let us know. We can strive to put it out there. But next trip, who knows when it will be? Hopefully around the corner. I mean, I can say that now, but obviously the realistic part of that at the moment, probably not, but hopefully, fingers crossed. But keep an eye out for the Brink Unleashed 7. We're going to tease a lot on this, and obviously on our Facebook page too. But it's definitely been an enjoyable time bringing you all the content that we have from North America over the last 6 and 7 weeks. Trying to bring a segment back that we haven't done in quite some time. Obviously, we've had some other content to bring you, but I do, of course, speak of classic interview. Now, you heard me tease a little bit in our flashback segment about Vanessa Amorosi. I'm going to go back to 2007 and bring you what was probably our first ever big interview that we had on the show. Our first, I guess, well-known person to ever appear, and that, of course, is Vanessa Amorosi, very well-known singer-songwriter in Australia. She's performed at the Olympics, the Commonwealth Games. She has one of the most amazing, powerful voices in this country, and sadly, really has not been heard from in quite some time, actually. I think she had a falling out with a record company and is now kind of, I think, off in America trying to do something different, but hopefully she'll be heard from soon. We had her on the show, actually, 3 times over the course of the years. One of the times in studio. It was a lot of fun. So, this is our very first big name interview, 2007. Vanessa Amorosi. You can hear from Anthony and myself interviewing it. And you heard me say that I cringe at the sound of my voice from 10 years ago. I cringe at listening to this interview because, again, like to think I've improved a little bit over the years. Who knows? But let's listen to Anthony and myself interviewing Vanessa Amorosi back in 2007.
Well, joining us now here on The Brink is a multi-ARIA nominated and Centenary Medal winner. She rose to fame 6 years ago with her multi-selling album, The Power, which spawned such hits as Absolutely Everybody, Shine, and The Power. She has been away from our speakers for a while, but she is back with her fantastic new single, Kiss Your Mama. Please welcome to The Brink, Vanessa Amorosi. Vanessa, thank you very much for joining us.
Hello.
Fantastic to have you on board. Now, as I sort of mentioned, you've been away for a fair bit, but you have been busy working on some new tracks. Now, you've been over in Los Angeles working at Resonate Studio, which has, of course, had recordings from such artists as Green Day, Christina Aguilera, and U2. And you've also been working with some very special writers, including Grammy Award winner Chris Lloyd-Alge. Now, what is it like working in such a fantastic studio as well as working with such amazing award-winning talent there?
Scary, but inspiring.
And it's certainly...
To sum it up, I mean, it's always sort of daunting to walk into these studios that have had such amazing artists in there themselves, and to hope that you actually can step up to that. But, I mean, really inspiring. It's great if you can pull it off.
Does it make you write better material and sort of make you more inspired, or is it sort of more pressure on your shoulders there, knowing what sort of big international artists have walked through those halls?
It's more pressure, but with pressure I focus a lot better. So it's a good thing for me. I sort of can rise above the stress of that.
Well, if it works better for you, I suppose, more power to you.
That's how Kiss Your Mama came about.
Well, that I was actually doing quite a lot of writing sessions over there, which is, another hard experience because you've got to be able to connect with the person that you've just met in 5 minutes to be able to open up and write music. And I speak very truthful in my lyric department, so that's how Kiss Your Mama sort of came about. I wanted to write a song saying, guys, respect your parents and I'll respect you.
Well, I think we should definitely, both Anthony and I really do need to take that message on board a lot more. Now, with Kiss Your Mama, the film clip looks absolutely amazing, and as do you in it, Vanessa. Now, is this sort of a look that has been wanting to burst out of the scenes since, your first album, or is this just the real Vanessa and it's just what, you see every day in it?
This is me. I mean, I did the power album when I was around 13, 14, so I ended up doing a lot of shows and touring with that for so many years. But as a person, I was developing, changing. I was experiencing life differently. So this is sort of the natural step for me. And the look was something that was, always sort of coming about as well.
Well, it certainly does go very well out there on camera. Now, one thing that I've actually also noticed that in some of the publicity shots, you got sort of a tattoo on your arm. Now, is that a real tattoo, or is it sort of one just for the cameras? And if it's real, what is the tattoo of?
It's an American Indian Navajo tribe, and it's actually what they do every year. They do this celebrational thing, and they paint these drawings in the actual sand. So it's one of their drawings that is meant to sort of protect and bring happiness over their tribe.
And has that worked for you at all, Vanessa, with that on you, or?
Yeah, it actually has.
Well, that's great.
With what's happening right now, I've got a lot of support and a lot of people are behind me, and it's so positive. I reckon it is.
Speaking of a whole lot of support behind you and everyone just loving what you've come up with Kissing Mama, for example, is there anyone that you'd like to do a duet with at all? That you've like an idol that you're thinking of, or?
Oh, I have a number of them.
Anyone in particular that if, you got the sort of opportunity, they said to you, right, Vanessa, you had the opportunity to record a duet with anyone you desire, who would be your number one pick?
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell, the guy who sang You Know My Name from the Casino Royale movie recently.
Yeah, well, I'd love to do something on his solo album. I think he's had 3 solo albums now.
Oh, okay.
And it's just so different to also, the Audio Slave vibe, and I would love to work with him.
Well, you never know, Vanessa, you might actually get to sing the next theme song for the next James Bond movie. You can put that on your list for
I would love that.
Do a duet with me.
We can certainly build out some tunes here and lose a few listeners in the process with that. Now, obviously, in your career, you've performed at such events as the Sydney Olympic closing ceremony, as well as the AFL and NRL Grand Finals and the Commonwealth Games closing ceremony in Manchester. Among those things, what has been the highlight of your career so far?
Oh, it's a hard one. I've done some pretty amazing things, like I've had some great shows, and I love intimate crowds as well as the big stuff. There's been a lot of turning points in my life, it's just hard to narrow down which one's been the most special, because they've all meant something in their own ways.
Absolutely, and I suppose Anthony and I, speaking from our radio careers, we can associate with that. We'll just go along with it at all there.
So, being that you're 26 now, you just turned 26 last week.
Happy birthday for last week, Vanessa.
Thank you.
So you were 19 when you did the Olympic ceremony back in 2000 then?
I think so.
Because
I have no idea.
Your voice would have to be one of the most powerful voices I've ever heard, and actual voices that can keep in tune.
Oh, thank you.
Worked
hard at it. Worked hard to stay in tune.
So when did you actually release? How old were you when you released your very, very first single or album?
I don't know whether I had my license. I think I was still at school, so I reckon the end of year 12, so I don't know, 17.
And is that something you went
16,
to school?
17?
Is that something you bragged to your mates about at school? I just finished recording a single, or?
Actually, no. You know what? Because I signed so young and I was writing the album, the whole school was already got out because my mum sort of mentioned something, and everyone was like, "Oh, so you're going to be a singer, are you?" And then when the release was actually meant to happen, it never did happen.
Oh.
Running behind, I was running a year behind, so all the kids were like, "Oh, really? We're meant to have a CD. You're a bit late." And then by the time I ended up releasing, it was like, "Oh."
Yeah, stuff you people.
Oh, you went like, oh, okay.
And you rub it in their face, like, nah.
By that stage, I was working my butt off, and I was trying to pass year 12 as well, so it was a bit of a hard time. But yeah, no one was really like, wow, things are changing.
Sort of not on the front page of your school newsletter or something.
No, not at all, actually. But the funny thing is, all of my sisters had to go to the same school, and apparently there was this picture of me in the office, like a success story, and I was a nightmare of a child.
Oh, great.
It's like, please, everybody be like this girl. It's like, oh, Jesus, do they really want that?
I'm sure the time when Mike Munro knocks on your door with the This Is Your Life book, you'll certainly find a bit more about your childhood there. More of that interview coming up very soon, but right now here's some Pete Murray with See the Sun here in the Brink. 0427 334 336 for your chance to win a double pass to see Nicolas Cage's latest blockbuster next. It's 7:45.
Now, Vanessa, I remember a few years back when you actually, I think it might have been your last tour, you came down to Hobart and a friend of mine went and saw you in concert. It was fantastic. Now, you were sort of talking about the intimate, and it was a very intimate performance, that one. There was the people, we got very close with the stage, and a few of us even got up on stage and danced with you on the stage. It was a fantastic experience. Is that the sort of concerts that you sort of mentioned you like doing, the intimate ones, where, you know, you can get involved with the crowd, if you know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah, and I'll be continuing to do that. I mean, I love it when people are into it to the point where they just want to be a part of it, and sometimes being in the audience, just even right near that stage, it's so different when you step on that stage, and I reckon it's, you know, when you bring them up to the stage, they go, oh my God, this is just so different. This is, you know, we thought we were involved before, and now we're really involved. I think it's an awesome thing. I'm going to continue to do that in shows.
It was a great experience, and I know, for instance, I mean, a lot of us were talking about it the next few days after that, and I said, you got up on stage with Vanessa Amorosi. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Now, you of course, will be touring in a few months, I believe. Are you going to be returning to our great city down here in Hobart?
Not straight away, but I will be.
Oh, that's
cool.
Cool.
I mean, my main focus is getting on the road, and I love doing shows and stuff, so, yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Oh, we look forward to it a great deal.
So would that be like in the next year or so? Or?
No, not that long. No, you can't confirm me that long.
Week or so?
I reckon in the next 2 months I'll start with Jimmy Barnes.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right, you do too.
And then after that I would say no longer than 4 months, I would say.
Well, hopefully, if you get down here, we might even be able to get you in the studios.
That
hopefully.
would be beautiful.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be absolutely amazing. Now, Vanessa, with the album that's coming out there, it's called Somewhere in the Real World, is it sort of, we're going to hear a lot more rock soul songs such as Kiss Your Mama, or will there be any sort of absolutely everybody style songs in there, or are we going towards a new sound with it?
It's going to be more rock soul orientated, but it is quite a different album to what's out there at the moment. It's very groove orientated, a lot of drum and bass sort of vibe. There's the pop element, but in the most bizarre way.
Right.
So I'm just trying to make an album where the songs, you know, are speaking about stuff and just different to what you would normally expect or hear off an artist that's had a pop record.
And I think that's something that is a lot good. I mean, so many artists now releasing the sort of pop style songs, what I suppose you consider pop these days. I mean, in my opinion, a lot of them do sound very similar, and I think that it is important that the lyrics speak for the person not only singing them, but I mean that people can actually relate to them, and they can actually turn around and choose a song off an album and say, you know, this song is about me, or I can relate to that, or something like that. I mean, is that something you strive for as well?
Big time. I would write 50 songs to get one out of it for this album. That's why it's taken such a long time, because I've been so critical of my own work to make sure that I'm actually releasing stuff that I want to sing, and it's going to work on a stage as well as work on a radio. So you know, it takes a lot of time, and this album will be so different to what is out there at the moment.
Well, that's good, and I think we need to hear a lot more different stuff out there.
It's really good to hear like the proper, like now the brand new real Vanessa Amorosi stamp getting out there.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting.
Now, one thing also that you've done in the last few years since you sort of been working on the new album is when you worked on Starstruck. Now, I knew Anthony and I used to absolutely love that show. We watched it. And of course, you've got all these shows now, the reality shows. You've got the judging panels, you know, obviously Australian Idol is a classic example. And they always seem to have your sort of meaner judge who is very honest. Now, I'm not comparing you to your Dicko or your Kyle Sandlands, but I mean, on that show, you were sort of that style of judge, but you did it in a very fair way. You were very honest with the performance. I mean, obviously, that's what you strive for when you worked on Starstruck?
Well, I was actually working in and out of studios a lot, so I was living a dungeon life. I actually wanted to do that so I could sort of step out into the other side of the music industry. And me personally, I actually found it very hard to not be too musically critical, because I don't think many people, like I would say, you know, the fifth chord in that E minor that you just did, you know, and I'd totally lose people. So it was actually a real challenge for me to be able to word it in a way that would make sense. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I suppose they're really empathetic in the sense that they were aspiring singers, like trying to, make their bit, and I suppose you knew exactly what they felt like with harsh criticism and all that sort of stuff then?
Yeah, well, I just think that, criticism's great if it goes in a way that can be positive and that you can actually fix. It's no just saying you're doomed and you're hopeless and it's never going to work. You've got to give somebody another door to go through because, nothing is right or wrong in the music industry, so...
Exactly. I mean, there's all different sounds and people like different things, I suppose, of that. Now, Vanessa, before we wrap things up with a few set of questions that we ask our guests, of course, I'm not sure if you're aware, big thing down here in Hobart is the fact that Anthony and I are the president and vice president of HOCOG, the Hobart Organising Committee for the Olympic Games. We're to make believe. Well, no, it's not, Anthony. It's completely real. Of course, we originally were going to go for the 2016 Games, but we've pushed it back to 2020 so we can make these games perfect. Now, it seems as you were so brilliant in 2000, we would like to extend this opportunity to invite you to be the #1 performing artist at the opening ceremony and closing ceremony. You can do the Paralympics as well. Hell, you can do everything. Want to do it?
Awesome.
We will even introduce an event.
Just let me know when it gets to 2012.
Exactly. We will even introduce an event for you in 2020 where there'll be a gold medal. So there'll be a singing style competition where, you can walk away as an Olympic gold medalist, Vanessa, and you can put that on your CV. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up right now with a bunch of 5 questions, and we ask these to our guests each week. One of these we're actually going to have to sort of change a little bit due to the fact that, you can't see us. So we'll change it to fit these. So first of all, Vanessa, what is your favourite type of cheese?
I have no idea.
That's a different answer. Never heard that one before. That's
no idea.
We're very cheesy in the fact that we have our segment where we like to choose a cheese of the week and everything along these lines. So next one, Vanessa, are you a folder or a scruncher?
See, I've had this question before.
Have you?
And I'm just stunned that guys actually even pay attention to this stuff. I mean, I don't barely have time to run to the toilet, let alone there and folding and going, what am I doing in this as well? No, I really don't have a clue, but I'm going to start concentrating in that now.
Well, just pay attention the next time you go and you can just email us
Same
which
with
one.
cheese.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing with cheese.
Next time you have a cheese sandwich, make sure you work out what type of cheese it is. Now, this is the one we're still going to have to adapt. You're not in the studio, so we'll have to sort this. We're going to say, who is better sounding, Anthony or myself?
I am Anthony.
Better what?
Sounding. We usually say who's better looking. Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea.
Just say me, Vanessa. It's much easier for you.
I have no idea.
We'll go to the half
Come back to that one.
So we're getting a pass segment here. Now, are we alone in this universe? No. Straightforward answer. That's how we like them. And number 5, what is one event you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics? Now, with this one, we like to point out that it doesn't necessarily have to be a sport. We've got such events as Poop Lotto, Tiddlywinks, watching paint dry. These are all sort of events we're trying to push to become Olympic sports.
Water aerobics.
I
reckon that would be awesome.
That's why, and we could set it to music and have people sing.
And it can go forever. Like, they just have to keep going, like, for days and days and days.
Sort of a stamina.
Win.
Yeah.
And water aerobics.
It could go for the whole 2 weeks of the Olympics and continue on for the next 4 years. It would, that's a good idea. Well, I think that works out fantastic and a great way to wrap things up now. The single Kiss Your Mama is being played throughout the airways and will be released in September, and the album Somewhere in the Real World is being released in October. Vanessa Amorosi, thank you very much for joining us and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right, my favourite part of the show. You know what I'm about to press. It's that time of the week to play everybody's favourite game show. It's Forget the Lyrics here on the Brink on Edge Radio. Over to the studio. Forget the lyrics. Makes your day better, doesn't it? As soon as you hear that introduction, it just makes you smile. Makes you so happy to hear it. I'm going to play 2 for you today, just because we're greedy and we want to. First one's only a short one, so let's go back to 2010. And this was the very first attempt. Now, you've heard us talk a lot about on this show about how there's generally regular people who do this segment, and every now and then we've roped in a few different people to kind of do it. 2 of those people were our co-hosts in 2010, Matt Stevenson and of course, Anthony. This is their very, very first attempt at doing Forget the Lyrics. Now, I do believe Matt never did it again after this. This was his only ever attempt at doing it. Anthony, of course, tried a couple of times and for varying different results. But this is to the hit Aqua song, Barbie Girl, 2010. Matt and Anthony, it's very short. Let's hear this.
Hi, passenger.
Hey, Smoke.
Want to go for a ride?
Sure, Smoke.
Jump in.
I'm a passenger go on a train in the northern sub. You can ride my train every single day. Metro Technical. Oh, what?
I missed the bus today.
Northern suburb trains are so in a trainy world. It's fantastic. You can ride your train and ride it everywhere. Imagination.
Oh, well, keep going, you roll.
I'm a big rail train. I'm doing it every single day.
Well done, go, Matt. You're my train passenger. I like you on my train. Kiss me to get your fare for free.
I'll do that every day and ride it every day.
Well done. Go.
I'm a passenger in a passenger world. Life is fast now. It's fantastic. You can do something else and get off every station.
Well,
it's so great now.
Go, Matt. Northern Suburbs Railway Station.
Yeah.
Comes from Granton. Come on.
Right, yeah.
We're all up the putt now.
Toot, 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 toot.
Yeah, there's reasons why I think Matt never did it again, but even though I think he probably outshone Anthony in that section, which, let's be honest, isn't really that hard. Let's go back to 2012 though, and hear a better one. I like to think it's a better one, not just because I'm in it, but fuck it, it's because I'm in it. This is Behind Blue Eyes, the Limp Bizkit version, and Sam and myself sang about this. I don't even want to tease you what it's about. I just want you to hear it. This one, a little bit more entertaining. Let's check this one out. Sam and myself, Behind Blue Eyes, back in 2010.
Oh, hello, Mel. Oh, hello, Cushy. Snortle, snortle.
Waking up on the morning is pretty hard now. Gotta watch something. Turn on sunrise. Oh look, there's a bald man and a blonde woman. They look pretty happy, making me wake up. When I watch, I think, what am I watching? They're too happy in the morning for me. Is his head really bald all the time? And does she always be so smiley and happy? Maybe I should switch the channel and watch some Today Show, because Carl Stefanovic won a gold Logie. It's time for Ben to stop singing about sunrise and go to Sam. It's over to you now, Sam.
Weekend sunrise is even worse, because hosting the show is Andrew O'Keefe. He is a really terrible host, primarily because he smells like beef. Sunrise. S-U-R-I-S-E. Sunrise. S-U-N-R-I-S-E. Sunrise. Andrew O'Keefe. Beef. S-U-N-R-I-S-E. Beef. Weekend sunrise is terrible, It is no comparison to weekday sunrise. Weekend sunrise is really early. It starts at 7 a.m. in the morning. I can't remember the other host that is on there. She looks like a bear in a dress.
Yep, that just happened again as well. So your ears have been relaxed and entertained today. That's the best way I can put it, and that's why you listen to the show, let's be honest. Time to close it all out. Our 33rd episode is done and dusted and back in the country. You can tell I'm very, very excited about that. We'll be back next week, of course, as always, for episode 34. A lot of our regulars should be returning, so get excited for that with other content. Can I just point out, though, before I close this out, just as usual places for you to download it, of course, iTunes, easiest way. Leave us feedback, rate us while you're there. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, you know the general gist of it. But I just want to point out, this has been my 700th episode of The Brink. Somehow I can't even speak properly. Just wanted to point that out because, yeah, I don't know why. I just kind of noticed that when noting this episode. So you've had to put up with me for 700 episodes of The Brink over the years. And it's been a pleasure. And hopefully we can maybe fit in another 700 more podcasts over the years. Who knows where life will take you. But to close it out, I thought we'd go back to 2007. I thought we might do this over the next couple of weeks just to kind of give you a bit of a recap of our history as well. As you've probably heard a couple of times we've done in the past, every year on our best of, we produce a little thing called In the Mix. So we basically get a lot of highlights from the year, put into some music, and then we entertain you. So given that, as we keep teasing you, it's been 10 years since we're on Breakfast Radio, the very first one we ever did was called 2007 In the Mix. We're going to play this for you now to close out the show with. But before I press play on this, can I just first of all say thank you for listening to The Brink. We'll be back next week for episode 34. Until then, keep sucking those oranges, Hobart, and a good night.
We don't want to change it to the Brink breakfast. Brink, we call it Brink's Fat Friday. We can add all these little turn-ins and make it sound a bit more, Brinkalicious.
Yeah.
A lot on there, but well, it's sort of a, we're going to wake people up. That's the thing.
Morning.
Anthony's here too, and I'm here too, and Trevor's here somewhere, and Bruce is
out the back, so we can't find it.
Our station mascot is Bruce, the gorilla.
He's a gorilla?
Yes, Anthony picked him up in Africa recently.
I adopted him.
Oh, did you?
He sort of didn't follow the...
Got him through customs, all right.
There was rumours going around in the press this week that I was keen to make a big announcement this week. A lot of people speculating that I was going to be making a return to synchronised swimming. A lot of people were thinking that I'd been confirmed as a Socceroos coach because I applied for that last year. I haven't heard back from them. I think that's just true. Thank you, audience. We haven't introduced you. You're so good this morning. That was such a funny joke.
Oh, hello, audience.
5 points back to me for humour. We're back to 0 points each. I like that.
Since when have we been able to recuperate? I don't know, that makes sense.
Huh?
No, it's alright.
Speak normal. I can't understand you, Anthony. What is happening over there
It's
right
like
now?
we're a spirit coming from,
Yes.
the past.
That didn't... Hang on. Yes.
Yes.
I'll just agree with you. I can't think. I just found that funny last week. I'm just like, what's this
Chinese 5 spice.
Chinese 5 spice. Why 5? Why not 10?
That's what it's called, 5. It's the name.
That's nice.
It's actually 1 spice, but it tastes like 5 different spices.
I can really taste the China in it. It really makes me think of the Great Wall, a lot of rabbits in China.
Brinktober is officially over, but unofficially we will be carrying it on for the rest of the year and probably the rest of our lives, spreading the word of the Olympic Games in 2020.
What are you ready for?
For you.
Oh, Anthony, hello. How are you? Can't do it on air, though. As in, what?
What are you saying, Ben? Get your mind out of the gutter.
I have no idea. I have really no idea. Anthony, that didn't work. Oh, I was trying to play something funny there. Let's try that again, shall we? Let's try it one more time. Anthony.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Horse, you can play music now. Settle down. Can you like put the horse on a leash because he's like trying to play
I've
music?
trained him. One of the things that did was beatbox training back at Horsey Academy.
Horsey Academy, like break it down. Anyway, Efficient, how are you? How are you? Efficient, you are nice and efficiently in the studio. Efficient, you can speak. Oh, okay. Oh, cut you off there. Sorry.
All the kids were like, oh really, we're meant to have a CD, you're a bit late.
So
and
it's
then by the time I ended up releasing, it was like, oh.
Yeah, stuff you.
Oh, you went lying. Oh, okay.
And you rub it in their face like, nah.
Well, by that stage I was working my butt off, so, and I was trying to pass year 12 as well, so it was a bit of a hard time. But yeah, no one was really like, wow, things are changing.
Reality TV, folks, is not reality TV ever. It is so manipulated, and the way they edit things, and nothing's real.
So at the end of it, when you actually got the girl, what happened in that sense?
What happened? Well, we were supposed to go on holiday. It was like with her parents as well, and I kind of went, oh, I don't know whether I'm on holiday with parents, but the real reason was I didn't have money to go on a holiday. So I wanted a holiday, but you need spending money when you go on a holiday. I was a struggling actor that was spruiking outside the front of Prime, so I was kind of buggered.
What annoys you, Ben?
A lot of things annoy me. You annoy me. But the fact that there's so many people claiming that I should be annoyed at that graffiti, I take compliment to it. I'm allowed. I like criticism. That's why we have a section on the show called Complaints Desk. And answer me or something.
That's right, Ben. You're right.
Well, I could have told you that.
Oh, Ben, just call me Santa. I don't care what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. Okay, Santa, I get the joke.
Isn't it amazing? It really is, and I really sound like a broken down cow, Anthony.
You do today because you're just like going around and around and around.
It's not a show bag. It's not a show. Hence the name show bag. And you know what I think would work well for the Brink? We're a radio show. We can have a show bag, and we can have it on the edge of our studio. Get it? Get it? No, I'm not laughing. Laugh, come on, listen.
And until next week, Hobart, please keep sucking on those oranges. Keep sucking those oranges. Keep sucking those oranges, Hobart. Keep sucking those oranges. Keep sucking those oranges. And good night.